Welcome back, everyone. I'm moving quite fast for you all. It's okay, though, because I don't really know how to ride a bike. After all, I'm 10 years old, and I haven't had access to a bike until now. And man, it moves fast. So welcome back, everybody, and this is basically where I start the trek to the next gym, which for me is Verdanturf Town, and actually takes quite a bit of effort to go. And you guys might actually see me do this a little bit. I don't necessarily like the mock bike too much, so I will use the running shoes on routes just because I want to make sure that I hit all the trainers. But this is also a point where on our way to Verdanturf Town, we need to clear out a lot of space on the map. So like basically what we're going to do right now is we're going to clear out the path to Verdanturf Town where Wally is, and then eventually kind of clear out the paths to all of the other cities as everything just kind of eventually moves us back into Petalburg. So as you guys can see, I have a master plan, and it's a good plan. It's a really good plan.
I left my Pokemon at the daycare. When I got back, it had a new move that I didn't teach it. I was really surprised.
So this is just kind of hinting that the daycare is actually really nearby, or is nearby. So the daycare is a good asset for people who know how to, who want to use it. I don't technically use it, but that's just because, well, grinding is zen to me. So I mean, it literally is. Like,
it looks like a face.
I have this happen a lot, guys, where, yes, it does look like a face. Where people think that, like, oh, no, you're saying shit. You don't like grinding. No, I do. Grinding is, like, my end-of-the-day relaxation activity.
God, I just don't understand you.
Because it's kind of mindless, so you don't have to think.
It's like playing,
I just find it so tedious.
And part of that is probably because, like, I've literally spent most of my gaming life grinding. I love RPGs. So at that point, I've just been doing it so often. I
like RPGs too. I just hate the grinding element.
Yeah, and I'm not saying, I'm just saying that's my guess why I like it.
You're not the only one with the bad luck when it comes to, like, Fury Attack. I'm playing...
Well, I brought it up in a previous part on Leaf Green. Is like, the emulator hates me because...
It's not the emulator,
if it's me that gets Fury Attack, I get 2. And then the game will give it 5 every time.
I'm playing Pokemon Crystal 2 on the side, and...
No, the reason I'm saying the game hates me is because, again, you guys didn't see this on camera, but when I was grinding in the Steel in the Granite Cave where there was Makuhita... Every time they got arm thrust, they got 5 hits.
Yeah. Well, that was, like I said, I'm playing Crystal right now, and I've been running into the same problem.
Oh, really? So, like, on the 3DS version?
Yeah, the 3DS eShop version. So, and every one of them keeps getting, like, 5 hits on me.
But yet, like, when you use Fury Attack, when you use arm thrust, you get, like, 2.
Yeah. Like, I use rollout once, I miss.
Sucks!
You know,
it really does.
You know, and it's like him playing Star Moon Valley, Alex.
Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley.
Yeah. He's just like,
that's the other relaxing one that I'll do is I'll play Stardew Valley at the end of the day. And actually, I blame Brooke in a lot of cases. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to use your actual name. Her name that we go by is Forlorn Hope.
Forlorn Hope.
I kind of blame her for that because her and me have been talking a lot of Harvest Moon lately. And so that immediately made me want to go play Stardew Valley again.
Her and I,
yes.
Mr. Drak.
Like, she's been talking to me. Somebody recommended a game called Rune Factory, and so she helped me figure out what that is.
What is it?
Rune Factory is basically from the same guy as Harvest Moon, or the same developer, except it's got more RPG elements to it.
Okay.
So, like, you have the farming, but you also have RPG elements.
Yeah.
So
Didn't you want to play Harvest Moon at one point, Alex?
I had a Harvest Moon game. Actually, I have I had one on GameCube. I think I traded it in when I was cash-strapped for a while.
Oh, so you had
Magical Melody.
Didn't we get it on our Wii?
I don't know if we got it on
I'll
Wii.
have to check, because I remember seeing it somewhere.
You probably saw the GameCube box.
Huh?
If you got it for the GameCube, you probably saw the GameCube box.
No,
possibly.
Well, no, I don't
unless
know. I know I saw it somewhere.
She's wondering if we maybe got it on Wii. And I have one on 3DS.
For me, I just have Stardew Valley. Although Forlorn Hope has, and a few others have been making an argument of, like, can you actually do Harvest Moon as a Let's Play? I don't know if you can.
Not a Harvest Moon. I would
But there are dedicated Harvest Moon players that will do Let's Plays.
Yeah.
I think if you are knowledgeable enough, you can do it.
Yeah. Because there's probably those are probably the ones who know how to get the most out of a Harvest Moon. And I don't,
Yeah, and so like for me, I watch a lot of guides for Stardew Valley, and so but the same guy who does a lot of Stardew Valley guides, he's played a lot of Harvest Moon on YouTube. It was kind of surprising to me. Because that's one of those games that it's like SimCity to me too. It's like SimCity, I don't see how you can make that entertaining on Let's Play. Aside from just being silly. You know?
I'm going to redouble my training.
But yay, it's a breeder.
Yeah, we'd have to. The Nerd Cube, he always likes to play those kind of sim build games, so we'd have to ask him how he makes those entertaining.
Which ones? Or who does it?
The Nerd Cube. Nerd Cube.
Oh, Nerd Cube. For a second, I thought I heard you say the nerd. I'm like, the angry video game nerd?
Not that nerd.
What?
Although
Is there a James and Mike Monday I've never come across?
There might be. I think they did play SimCity once on.
I mean, he just barely did his Earthbound review, and that was actually pretty entertaining.
That was really good. I've never played Earthbound, but
it was dark.
Yeah.
Like, especially that whole moment where he's doing the meditation scene. That was pretty dark for even the nerd. But yeah. So since we're already on another part here, and I forgot to do it in the previous part, it's time once again for Drak's Anime Update!
Nobody cares about your Gundam updates. I'm joking. Go ahead.
I have no update.
Of course you don't.
No, and here's the thing. It's not because I haven't been watching.
I've seen.
She can confirm. I've actually been keeping her up a little bit.
You've been watching it. He's been watching.
I make it a habit of like watching an episode a night now. So, but that also means that with our HD TV in there, it occasionally keeps her up because of the bright screen.
Yeah.
It's not that I haven't been watching, it's that nothing's really happening in the show.
We're just in a lot of filler.
Kind of. So like where I'm at in Victory Gundam is they finally got to RT Gibraltar, which is basically where a mass driver to get you into space is. And the whole concept that they did was like the mass driver's neutral. The company there is neutral.
Yeah.
And they're through some happenstance, one Vespa gets there first, and then eventually the Ligue Militaire with Victory Gundam gets there, and Vespa looks at that and goes, "Why are they here? You're allying with them," and immediately kind of declares war on the thing. But the funniest part is all their battles can't take place next to the mass driver. Because it's like it's a priceless antique, so they can't get rid of it because it's the only way to get to space. So you have like a lot of these fights where people have to be very conscious of the fact that they are close to the mass driver.
Yes.
In fact, one of the other thing too that they decided to do is, you remember the Shrike team I was telling you about that was all 20-something gorgeous girls?
Yeah.
We literally had 3 of them die, 1 per episode.
Wow.
For a while, so like 1 died per, and usually it was the funeral of the previous one that kills them. Like they're worried that they don't live up to their friend's legacy, and one of them actually dies trying to save the mass driver because somebody actually knocks one of the girders out of alignment, and so she literally takes her mobile suit and holds the thing up, and the Vespa guy takes advantage of that and stabs it so that the mobile suit doesn't blow up. It's still in position, but the pilot's dead.
Wow.
So like they literally have a couple of scenes where you see this Shrike holding up the mass driver, but you know the pilot's dead. Like they can't even retrieve her to give her a burial. They literally just can't move the mobile suit, or they will destroy the mass driver.
Right.
So the premise here is they did all that, then they went to space, and they're making friends in space.
Space!
The biggest thing that's happened plot-wise, and I'm not even kidding, guys, it's the biggest thing plot-wise that's happened, aside from these little kids getting crushes here and there, is Shakti wasn't supposed to go to space. She was going to stay on Earth.
Yeah.
But then she found out Uso was going, so she said, "Oh, I'm going too." And decided to stow away. She didn't tell anybody, even though they were all friends of hers, that she was on the ship. She stowed away on the ship, and then when it gets into the middle of a battle, one of the laser fire that hits makes a hole in the cabin that her and Carlman and another little girl, Susie, are in. So they get sucked out into space and get picked up by Vespa, to which they all get identification tests. I don't even know how that's legal in a wartime, but they actually find out that Shakti is the daughter of the Empress of Zanskar Empire.
Oh, cool.
Well, kind of, because the Empress of Zanskar Empire does not have a husband.
Okay. So she's gonna get married.
And from what everybody knows about her, she's a virgin. So it's like, huh, how do you have this DNA? But yet it's a perfect match, and she even has the supposed psychic abilities that the Empress has. So now we have that plot twist thrown in. And also the best part is she is the niece of who I've now officially dubbed him Lieutenant Ski Mask.
Okay.
Because it's the Char guy.
Yeah.
But he's got a ski mask. That's the only thing that keeps him different. And he doesn't even keep the ski mask on 80% of the time, guys. So for all the people who are getting mad at me for making fun of the ski mask, he will walk around the ship with it off. But when he goes into combat, he puts that thing on. Then everybody's just like, what the fuck are you doing?
Because you're not skiing.
At least Char wore the damn mask everywhere he went. At least Zex wore the helmet everywhere he went when he was Zex Marquise. When he was Miliardo, he wasn't wearing it. This guy will just literally all of a sudden ski mask. I'm sorry, I don't have any respect for him. But yeah, that's it. It's like they moved to space, they're getting used to space. Uso's never fought in space. You know, stuff we've seen in a Gundam series before.
Yep.
And on top of that, all the other two boys that go with Uso get crushes on the two girls that live in a colony who are sisters. It's like, yeah, so there you go. That's my update. And so for those who actually wanted to know where I'm at, I think by the time I recorded last time, I was at episode 12 or 13.
Ooh, you got a long way to go.
I am now on I just barely watched episode 19.
Okay.
So I'm going to start things up in episode 20 tonight. Because like I said, I'm watching one episode a night. Because that seems to work, even though I keep poor Andrea up.
Especially on work nights.
Oh,
I try not to. I go to bed early on work nights so that I don't keep her up too long.
Flurp.
I think the only night that we have an issue with that is Thursday. Because I'm doing... people have actually asked about this because of the blood pressure thing I said months ago. Am I working out and everything? Like, yes. And in fact, one of the things I do is I go to the hot tub at the end of the week, because that seems to be the only way that I don't just become this ginormous rusty hinge that can't move.
Yeah.
So I go use the hot tub, and that's like the only late night we have is doing that. So there you go. For those who are checking in, yes, I'm working out. I probably look like that one guy in the gym who's kind of leery at everybody and sweats all the time. But you know, that's the way it goes. So there you go. That's my anime update. However, there is another quick update that I'm going to do. Currently, I'm making my way through the Netflix series that I haven't had time for. But as soon as I get done with that, I just barely noticed that Shirobako is available on Crunchyroll.
Yeah, it's been available for like 3 years.
Crunchyroll/Verve.
Okay.
So at that point, well, I haven't been able to track it down in my Crunchyroll. I looked it up and it said your search yielded no results. Maybe because I was spelling it wrong or
Probably.
something like that.
Are you spacing it out like Shiro space?
No, but like I thought it had like 2Ks in it.
Oh yeah.
And things like that.
Then you're probably just spelling it wrong.
So I found it, and so I'm actually going to do... I'm debating on either doing Shirobako first, or I think it's called New Game Plus, the gaming one. Is that what it was called? New Game Plus?
No, it was just called New Game.
New Game. I'm tempted to either do Shirobako or New Game, because I'm very interested in those series. For those who give me crap about how I don't like Slice of Life and blah, 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 blah.
I think I like Shirobako just because it's a work... kind of a work call.
That's why I think I like New Game too. Is like it's in that development.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, guys, I like this stuff. it can't be in a high school environment. That doesn't bring up good things for me.
Yeah, so that's why something like Shirobako will probably be perfect, because it's adult working life in the anime
Because
industry.
I'm thoroughly convinced that's kind of one of the reasons why I had issues with how cutesy K-On! is because a lot of it is spent in high school. Granted, you had the one instructor who was worth it, like that had the rocker past. I like that.
Oh yeah,
It's kind of like
Sawako.
it's kind of like Azumanga Daioh, where you like the teachers are just as entertaining as the students. In fact,
Yeah.
in my opinion, they're more entertaining. Not the leery one, but the
Not
the
Kimura.
overly competitive girl teacher.
Yukari.
Yeah, so like the one who wants to be leading a different life. I find that entertaining, but not high school. High school is just bleh to me.
I just love the moment when Yukari comes in. It's like, I'm sick of being an English teacher.
Yep.
I always wanted that to happen. It's like, could this be the day when one of my teachers comes in and says I'm sick of being this kind of teacher?
So welcome everybody to Verdanturf Town, which is where Wally lives.
Wally!
Wow. Eva.
I wasn't actually going for
Wally? Sorry, that was like the first thing.
That's what I wasn't going for that originally.
Crap,
but
you want to know what I want to watch? Wally.
yeah, Wally. It's
But only the first 15 minutes, because that's worth
Maybe
it.
Arya would love to watch.
No, that's too heavy for Arya. That's too heavy for her because
I'll just let her watch like the first half hour before it goes all like.
no, that's the heavy part I'm talking about. It's gonna make her cry.
No.
She's like, oh, poor Wally, he has no friends. And then eventually Eva comes along, and then they have to go and deal with the other plot of the film.
Those twins.
In the Pokemon League, I think the rules say that you have to battle the Elite Four all in a row. If you lose any of them, you begin your challenge again for the first one.
Because I kept losing against the Elite Four in my Crystal playthrough. Just because my team wasn't quite up to snuff.
Oh, Drak, Wally's next door, but boy, there's something I have to tell you. This natural environment is doing wonders for Wally's health. Maybe it's not just the environment, it could be Pokemon that are giving the boy hope. I didn't realize that Wally was sick. My daughter's boyfriend is a very driven and passionate sort of person. He's been digging a tunnel non-stop just so he could see my daughter. My daughter's a little concerned, so she goes out to the tunnel a lot. I wonder what they're doing. I lost you, Drak, but I'm not feeling down anymore. We keep on changing accents for Wally. Because I have a new purpose in life. Together with my Ralts, I'm going to challenge Pokemon gyms and become a real great trainer. Please watch me, Drak. I'm going to become stronger than you.
Yeah, right.
When I do, I'm going to challenge you to another battle. And then I'll challenge that red guy who never speaks. But apparently is very famous in the Pokemon world for never saying a damn word.
He comes back in Sun and Moon.
Oh, does he come back?
Yeah, as like an adult.
Red as an adult?
Yeah,
Oh, you gotta find an image of this now.
sure. Let's see.
You gotta find an image of this.
Yeah.
Holy crap! He's kind of snooty. He's kind of. I don't care about you. I'm snooty. So this is actually the Rustboro Tunnel. People might remember when I came here when I was in Rustboro City. This is basically your link to Rustboro, is you can go to Verdanturf and then go into via the Rustboro Tunnel. So he's trying to dig the tunnel all by himself. So let's go ahead and grab some stuff from the Pokemart before we start messing around in the Rustboro Tunnel where all the Whismur live. So it's time for us to spend this 32,456 Poké Dollars. So I'll go ahead and buy some Paralyze Heal. And then I'll buy some antidotes probably. Oh, look, Repel? Probably not going to buy that. So we'll buy some antidotes.
But then how will you ever avoid all the Zubats?
I will kill all the Zubats. I thought I covered that. Great Ball. We'll go ahead and get some of those because they're better. You can technically get Nest Balls here. I don't find them worthwhile, especially for their price tag. Some Super Potions.
Wow, you're stocking up. I'm proud
I
of
am
you.
stocking up, and
A fluffy tail.
there's that Repel again. I mean, I'm totally not going to buy that. Maybe I'll buy some Burn Heal. I'll probably need that eventually.
You better have Burn Heal.
Better have Burn Heal, Awakening, and they even have Ice Heal now, so I'm kind of happy about that. Because I think that counteracts Frozen, doesn't it?
Yep.
So, Oh, repel. Let's just go ahead and get some. Maybe gets like 15 of them. Or maybe not. Maybe I won't do it.
51.
Maybe I'll get 51.
Yeah, you get 51.
Nah, I don't think I'm gonna get it. I'm kidding, Alex. I'm gonna get some repels.
Yeah, I kind of picked up on that after a while.
I'm just kind of trolling you at this moment. And I still have 14,000 Poké Dollars, so...
By the way, if you want the amulet coin, which doubles your earnings from battle, you'll get it from your mother after you get the balance badge.
Okay, well, I'll keep that in mind when we get to that point. We'll see you then.